Okay. 50 Shades of Grey.
I didn't see 50 Shades of Grey, nor did I read 50 Shades of Grey. And I also have to say, nor do I have any interest in doing either of those things. However, a friend of mine did tell me the entire story. And it goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a boy. And I think he was like neglected or something, or beat. I think his mom might have been like maybe a crackhead who neglected him or something. And then he got adopted by some really rich people. And the rich people the mom had a friend who was some sexy business lady, and she started having sex with this kid, teenager, I hope. And I mean, gross. Anyways, so then she taught him all this hardcore sexy time stuff, and he learned that, and she also like gave him jobs, and then he got fancy companies, and he got super rich because he buys businesses and then does stuff with them and then sells them, and I don't know, something like that. So now he's like really rich and powerful, and his name is Mr. Grey, and he is famous. And this girl goes to college, and she is in her last year, and she's gonna be a journalist or something. And her friend is supposed to interview the dude, but she gets sick. So this girl has to go and interview him. And so she goes to interview him. He's sexy town, and he's asking her all kind of sexy questions. Then he gets interested in her and stalks her. Then all of a sudden, they decide to get together, and she is all shy and stuff and awkward, and that's what turns him on. And then like she wants to be in a relationship, he wants her to sign a contract that says that she has to do whatever he says, right? But she's like, I don't want to give up my stuff. I'll do all the sexy town stuff with you, except that I want you to be my man too, is the thing. I'm not just going to be a sexy toy or whatever. So eventually that happens, and then it turns out that there's this crazy ex that he had, who wasn't an ex, he was just having sex with her in this crazy way. She goes nuts or something, and then she's like trying to do something, and this is maybe going into the second book now, where she comes and she's like doing all these scary things like a terrorist to them. And then they think that it's him, and then the friend is like, why are you doing this thing? Because she went to Europe, and then she says, I'm just going to be with him, and it works out. And the crazy lady maybe gets, somehow she goes to jail or something. I made that part up. But something happens to her, and she gets out of the story, and they get married, and they have babies. I think maybe 2 of them. The end. I'm kind of ashamed I know that. But, I mean, whatever. Let's go.